Chapter 1075. Just then, Wilbur's phone rang. He glanced at it and picked it up with a frown. "Mr. Campbell?" Mark knew at once that Orrin Campbell was on the line and said nothing. "Wilbur, something's happened in Seachertown. I need your help." Orrin sounded slightly anxious. "What is it?" "The most precious item in the Cardin Province Museum, the Tiger War amulet, has been stolen." "What?" Wilbur could hardly contain his shock. The Tiger War amulet came from the warring era, and it was a national treasure that had been strictly banned from leaving the country. The museum had taken so many security measures and had a whole team of guards to protect whatever was inside. How could this have happened? "Yes, you heard me correctly. We've tracked the case for 2 days now, and it seems like it might have left the country. I'm coming to you for help because I've got no other choice here," said Orrin. Wilbur said at once, "All right, I'll be back in town by tonight." "Okay, that's great. I'll be waiting at the museum for you." "Sure, I'll see you then." Wilbur hung up the call, his brows tightly furrowed. Whoever stole the Tiger War amulet was definitely no ordinary thief, and it was going to be hard to get it back now that it had left the country. It would not look good for Orrin if news about this were to get out. It was humiliating to have a national treasure like the Tiger War amulet be stolen and would tarnish the government's reputation for sure. Considering Wilbur's relationship with Orrin, he was going to have to help Orrin out here. Wilbur turned to Mark then. "I'm sorry, but I've got to get going. Something's happened over at Seachertown." Mark had been in power long enough to know just how serious the matter was for Orrin to have to call Wilbur personally. There was no way Mark could ask about it, so he said, Of course. I won't make you stay if you have urgent matters to deal with. Let me call you a car to drive you back." "That's fine. Just send me to the bullet train station. That's a lot faster." "Of course." Wilbur got to his feet, and Mark walked him to the door with Wesley following closely behind. At the door, Wilbur looked at Wesley. "Remember to work hard, all right? Everything I said before was just to make sure you had the courage to carry on." "I know, Mr. Penn," Wesley said emotionally. Wilbur then turned to Mark. "Wesley has faced a terrible fate. Please make sure he is treated fairly here on out." Of course. Don't you worry about it." Mark nodded solemnly, nearly putting a hand on his chest. Wilbur nodded, turning to head outside. Wesley followed behind him, tears flowing down his cheeks freely. He knew that the rest of his life was going to be changed forever, just because of what Wilbur had said. Wilbur had turned Wesley's life around, and more. Wilbur made a few calls as he walked. By the time they got to the car, Ryder was back as well, fully treated. Mark and Wesley sent the both of them to the bullet train station, staying until the train departed. The ride back to Seachertown was completely silent. Wilbur had Ryder return to Sea Lake Island to get some rest while he headed straight to the museum. He had just reached the entrance when a team of Special Forces officers on duty stopped him and shouted, "You're not allowed beyond this point. It's been sealed off." "I'm here to see Orrin Campbell," said Wilbur. "How dare you call Mr. Campbell by his first name? Who do you think you are?" The chief of the team of officers glared at Wilbur, shouting at him sharply. Wilbur glanced at him. "Are you new here?" "Does it matter if I am? I've told you that this place has been sealed off. Another word and I'll have you arrested," shouted the chief. Wilbur looked at him again. "You look really familiar, man. Have I seen you somewhere before?" The chief narrowed his eyes at Wilbur, staring at him for a good while before finally saying, "Oh, it's you. I didn't get you back for that little stunt you pulled on the train before. Let's see how you're going to get out of this now."